Some animes garner a lot of popularity, but others tend to slip between the cracks. These are some underrated animes worth checking out. Not every anime show can achieve the mainstream success of the most popular anime like My Hero Academia or Attack on Titan, even if some shows deserve it, which means that there are a lot of underrated anime gems waiting for fans to discover and enjoy them. There seems to be an almost constant stream of highly acclaimed anime series these days. More than anyone interested in the art form will have enough time to consume, in fact. This inevitably causes some underrated series to slip through the cracks. Naturally, no list of underrated anime could cover every single anime that gets overlooked. But at least this list can highlight 20 obscure anime of particular note and hopefully help them get more recognition. 10. Suratama, 2012. Ostensibly a sports anime, Suratama focuses on a pretty underappreciated activity of fishing. It also deviates from the norm of the genre in several other ways, as it doesn't really focus on the bombastic drama and action sequences other popular sports anime like Blue Lock favor. Instead, the main storyline has a narrow, personal focus. It follows high school student Yuki, who has been moved around all his life and has a terrible time making friends. When he and his grandmother settle in Inashima, a transfer student named Haru shows up claiming to be an alien and insists on living in their house. The zany setup gives way to an underrated but heartfelt series about friendship and dealing with anxiety. Unfortunately, Suratama is currently unavailable to stream in the US. 9. Yakitate Japan, 2004 to 2006, Food Competition in Yakitate Japan, a food-based comedy series from 2004, Yakitate Japan is vastly underrated compared to anime titles like Food Wars. The main character, Kazuma, is pursuing his dream to make the national bread of Japan and secure a spot at the most prestigious bread bakery in the country. Kazuma also has a special power called Solar Hands, which makes his hands slightly hotter than a normal person. Useless as that sounds, it does help his bread to ferment faster. It's a sweet, funny series all about making and enjoying food, and it features tons of over-the-top food-tasting reactions for fans viewing pleasure. Yakitate Japan is available to stream on Crunchyroll. 8. Samurai Flamenco, 2013 to 2014. Samurai Flamenco follows the journey of male model Masayoshi Hazama as he undertakes his lifelong goal of being a superhero. Unfortunately for Masayoshi, he doesn't have any superpower or any special abilities at all. Instead, he runs afoul of both the city's rougher elements and the police over and over again until a young officer named Moribito gets involved and ends up supporting his cause. It starts as a light-hearted superhero-themed comedy before it abruptly pivots genre halfway through, ramping up in intensity with each new episode until you can't look away. A forerunner to the extremely popular superhero anime My Hero Academia, Samurai Flamenco is an underrated anime adaptation that deserves more love. Samurai Flamenco is available to watch on Funimation. 7. Detroit Metal City, 2008. Failed musician Soichi Negishi dreams of rising to pop stardom, but in order to pay the bills, he becomes the frontman of a notorious death metal act Detroit Metal City. As his pop star ambitions continue to flounder, his metal alter ego grows in popularity, something he secretly resents. Desperate to escape his new role as a metal legend, Soichi's attempts to quit Detroit Metal City only result in further fame. Despite its low budget, Detroit Metal City manages to be a hilarious celebration of music of all sorts. With the recent success of Bocce the Rock, another music anime, it is now a perfect time to revisit this underrated series. Detroit Metal City is unfortunately currently unavailable to stream in the US. 6. Hamatora 2014 to 2015. Hamatora also touches on aspects of the superhero genre. The 2 seasons of its anime take place after the events of the manga of the same name, but fans don't necessarily have to be familiar with the source material to enjoy the series. The 2 main characters, Nice and Nurasaki, run a private investigative agency, and the 2 of them use special powers called minimums to solve their cases. Primarily a supernatural mystery series, it keeps the tension high through many unpredictable twists and turns. It's easy to get swept up in the plot, but the series never loses sight of the likable characters that probably drew fans in the first place. Hamatora is available to stream on Crunchyroll. 5. Gintama 2006 to 2021. Gintama is easily the longest series on this list, running for over 350 episodes and multiple movies. While the series has a major following in Japan, it is relatively unknown in the West except in hardcore anime circles, which is what makes it underrated. The anime follows Jintoki, Kagura, and Shinpachi as they help various people with odd jobs in a sci-fi version of old Tokyo where aliens and samurai can be found side by side. The series is incredibly unpredictable, with the show balancing humor, drama, and action expertly. While it is largely episodic, it eventually becomes more serialized as more of Gintoki's past is revealed, making Gintama surprisingly similar to One Piece. Despite its incredible length, Gintama never loses its immense heart and provides fans with an excellent anime experience all the way up to its near-perfect ending. Gintama is available to stream on Crunchyroll, with select episodes being available to watch on Hulu. 4. Eden of the East, 2009, an unusual blend of survival, political intrigue, and psychological suspense. Eden of the East defies easy classification, which unfortunately is probably why it is so underrated. The premise is that 12 individuals known as Seal Chow have been given access to 10 billion yen in order to save Japan from a future missile strike. If the Seal Chow run out of money or spend it selfishly, they are eliminated by a mysterious person known only as the Supporter. Nothing else is off limits in the game, including killing the other participants. The protagonist, Takizawa Akira, is one of these Seal Chow, but he must contend with the added difficulty of suffering from amnesia. This is an anime that sucks fans into a slick, unusual plot and leaves them hungry to know how it ends. Eden of the East is available to watch on Crunchyroll and Amazon. 3. Last Exile, 2003. In a retrofuturist setting loosely based on World War I aerial combat, the pilot and navigator duo of Claws Valka and Lady Head operate as couriers in a war-torn stretch of sky known as the Grand Stream. Tasked with a mission thought to be beyond their abilities, the two become a part of a grander conspiracy unfolding between two warring nations and a malignant faction stoking the flames of conflict between the two. Last Exile is best known for its unmatched steampunk aesthetic, and fans of retrofuturism or anime set in the Victorian era absolutely need to give this underrated gem a watch. Last Exile is available to watch on both Crunchyroll and Amazon. 2. Horizon in the Middle of Nowhere, 2011 to 2012. Horizon in the Middle of Nowhere is a difficult series to define. It's primarily a science fiction anime following humanity's failed attempts to travel into space to flee the dying Earth. An unknown force prevents them from leaving, and they're forced to return to Japan, as it's the only hospitable place left on the planet. Most of the human population is relegated to pocket dimensions, but after a time, those people invade and conquer Japan, forcing the inhabitants to live on a city ship, forever circling their country. As rumors of an apocalypse draw closer, protagonist Tori Aoi devises a way to take back their homeland. Horizon in the Middle of Nowhere is available to watch on High Dive. 1. Moribito, Guardian of the Spirit, 2007, occupying the tragically sparse landscape of anime featuring strong female protagonists. Moribito stars the wandering, spear-wielding warrior Balsa as she attempts to atone for the deaths she's caused in the past by saving an equal number of lives. She encounters Prince Chagam during her journey and becomes his bodyguard, attempting to protect him from an assassination order given by his own father. The series has beautiful animation and a lovingly crafted fantasy world, as well as compelling characters who have their troubled pasts revealed piecemeal throughout the series. Fans should give this underrated fantasy a look for its sheer artistry alone. Moribito, Guardian of the Spirit is available to watch on High Dive. Hopefully, after reading this list of the most underrated anime of the past 20 years, fans will have many inner gems to discover and enjoy.